Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today. You already know the news is heating up in Abuja, and I must tell you, what just happened in the Federal High Court is something that will keep people talking for weeks. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, once again stunned everyone in court. The headline says it all. Breaking. Nnamdi Kanu defies court. Again, judge left speechless as defense remains unopened. And yes, that is exactly what happened. You know how Nigerian courts usually go? They expect everyone to follow the rules, every step, every process. But today, things were completely different. Kanu, facing serious charges, refused to open his defense, saying he could not proceed because he had no access to his case files. Now, imagine the judge sitting there expecting the defense to start, and suddenly, Kanu stands and says he cannot continue without seeing his documents. The courtroom went silent. The judge was reportedly left speechless, and for many watching, this was a dramatic moment, a tense moment that shook the atmosphere in Abuja. Now, let me tell you, this is not the first time Kanu has challenged the court. He has had back and forth moments before, but this one was particularly bold. He is making a stand that he cannot defend himself properly if the process is not fair. And you know what this tells us? It tells us that he is standing firm on his rights. And whether you support him or not, you have to admit this was a bold move. And before I continue, if you are enjoying this gist and you want to stay updated with every shocking development in Nigerian politics, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell so you don't miss any updates, because trust me, this story is far from over. Now, while all this drama was happening inside the courtroom, outside, things were heating up as well. Supporters of Kanu and the IPOB movement gathered, chanting and demanding justice. Some people were protesting peacefully, while others took to the streets with banners, demanding that their leader be treated fairly. And, of course, as always, the Nigerian police were there trying to control the crowd, making sure everything stayed in order. But you know how it goes? Once emotions are high, things can easily get chaotic. The tension outside reflected the tension inside the courtroom. People are divided, and everyone wants to see how this will play out. This delay has another effect. The trial has been adjourned to October 27th to give Kanu and his legal team more time to prepare. This means that the story is not ending here, it is only pausing. And during this pause, expect conversations across Nigeria to explode. People will be talking about it in markets, in offices, on social media, everywhere. And if you are watching this video, you already know that staying informed is very important. So I'm going to remind you again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with friends, because the story is big and everyone is talking about it. Let me break it down for you in simple terms. Kanu is saying, I cannot defend myself properly because I have no access to my own case file. And the court is like, but you must proceed because the prosecution has already presented a prima facie case against you. That is the tension here. Both sides have their points, but the truth is, the courtroom drama captured everyone's attention. And you know what this means for Kanu supporters? They feel like justice must be done. And for his critics, it's a challenge that tests the court's authority. This is why the conversation is spreading like wildfire across Nigeria. And I want you to be part of this conversation too. So comment below your opinion. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps this channel bring you more stories like this. Now, while we are on the topic, let's talk a little about history, because you cannot understand this without context. Kanu's movement, IPOB, is rooted in the Biafra struggle, which goes back to the late 1960s. Many people still remember the war, the suffering, and the feelings of marginalizations in the southeast region. Kanu taps into that history. His supporters say he is fighting for their voice, their identity, their recognition. And whether you agree or not, you can see why emotions run high. People see him as a symbol, and every action he takes is amplified by that historical lens. That's why this courtroom drama is more than just a legal issue. It is political, social, and historical all at the same time. And as I speak, people are still reacting on social media, and I know you want to hear about that too. Even international news outlets are watching this case. You remember Simon Ekpa, another figure connected to the Biafra movement, right? He was recently sentenced abroad, and that shows that the Biafra agitation is not just local, it has international attention. This makes Kanu's current defiance even more significant. People are watching Nigeria. They are watching the court. They are watching the government's response. This is why you must stay tuned. And yes, like I always say, hit that like button, subscribe, and share with friends, because these developments will continue to unfold. And you want to be the first to know. What we saw in that courtroom was unusual. A man stood up and told the judge he could not open his defense because he did not have access to his case file. That sounds simple when you say it fast, but think about what it means. When someone faces serious charges, they need time and the full evidence to answer properly. If the accused does not have his documents, he cannot cross-check the facts, question witnesses properly, or show proof that might clear him. So from Kanu's point of view, he was saying, I cannot go on without the papers I need. From the court's point of view, the judge had earlier said the prosecution made enough of a case for the trial to continue. That made this standoff tense. The judge was stunned because courts expect process to run in a certain way. The judge calls the case, the defense speaks, evidence is tested. This time, it stopped. Outside the court, people reacted quickly. Supporters gathered and chanted, some with calm banners asking for fairness, others more emotional. You could feel the energy on the streets as people shared videos and messages on social media. When emotions run high, social media spreads everything fast. That is why the story grew beyond the courtroom in minutes. And yes, if you like staying on top of developments like this, remember to like this video and subscribe now. Do it quickly so you don't miss the next update. We must look at the two simple questions everyone asks in this kind of moment. First, does Kanu have a real legal basis to demand those documents now? Second, does the court have authority to push the trial forward when an accused says he cannot proceed? For many ordinary Nigerians, the first question seems fair. Everyone should have access to the information that will be used against them. For others, especially those worried about national security and public order, the second question matters more. The court must follow rules and avoid delays that can harm justice. Both sides have a point, and this is what makes the story complicated. Let me explain the legal idea in plain English. In criminal law, there is a concept called fair trial. A fair trial means the accused must know the case against him and must be able to answer it. If the accused is prevented from seeing documents or evidence, that could make the trial unfair. That is the backbone of Kanu's argument when he says he cannot open his defense. But there is another legal idea. Once the prosecution presents enough evidence, the court can require the accused to respond. The judge believed the prosecution had done that. So those two legal ideas clashed live in court. That clash is the drama people saw. While the legal battle is technical, the political and social effects are not. When a high-profile figure like Kanu acts this way, the ripple effects are everywhere. Politicians will comment, opposition groups will speak up, and the public will form opinions quickly. Business owners worry about markets reacting. Communities worry about protests. The media works overtime to explain what this all means. That is why reputable, calm reporting matters right now. If you want more calm updates and plain talk about what this means next, like and subscribe. Share this video with people who need clear information. Now, let us talk about what might happen next. One option is the court enforces the rules and sets new deadlines. The judge could tell Kanu that the file will be made available and insist he opens his defense on a new date. Another option is further legal motions. Lawyers for Kanu could file formal requests demanding access to specific documents, or they could raise constitutional questions about fairness. The prosecution could respond with its own requests to speed up, to challenge the claim that documents were withheld, or to ask the court to proceed without a delay. Each of these steps takes time, and each step will be watched closely by supporters and critics alike. Again, If you want to follow these steps as they happen, like this video and subscribe so you'll get all the updates. There is also a political angle. People often tie court events to wider political issues. In this case, many in the Southeast see Kanu's case as part of a pattern, a larger talk about marginalization and rights. Others see his actions as dangerous and destabilizing. When courts handle sensitive political matters, the balance between law and public peace becomes delicate. The government must act in ways that preserve order while protecting rights. That is a tall order. The way the next few days play out could shift public sentiment, either calming things down or making them hotter. If you like this clear breakdown, hit like and subscribe now. It only takes a second and it helps us keep bringing you plain talk. We should also consider the human side. Courtrooms are formal, but they contain people with real lives. The accused, the legal team, the judge, the witnesses, families, and members of the public all feel stress. For the accused, delays can be harmful. Long hearings mean time away from family and business. For victims or those who oppose the accused, delays can feel like justice postponed. Fairness matters to both sides. That is why neutral, respectful reporting helps calm tempers. If you agree, tap that like button and subscribe. Help us make calm reporting stronger. Let us speak about timing. The court adjourned to a new date, a pause that gives lawyers time to prepare and the public time to watch. In many cases, these pauses are routine. In high-profile cases, they become events. During these pauses, expect legal teams to review every line of evidence, to file motions, and to plan strategy. Expect media outlets to dig into past rulings, to find interviews, and to check statements from officials. Expect commentators to give opinions on social media. If you want a steady, clear update that explains each step without the noise, like and subscribe, and turn on notifications. There are wider consequences for the justice system too. When a courtroom breaks into headlines like these, it affects public trust in institutions. People ask, are courts independent? Do judges have all the facts? Are lawyers playing games? These are weighty questions. The credibility of the justice system is essential for national stability. That is why legal clarity and transparency are crucial, and why ordinary people must watch and ask questions calmly. If you value clarity, help this channel grow by liking and subscribing. It helps us deliver clear information. Now, let's talk about what citizens can expect in the coming days. First, more statements will come from political leaders. Expect government spokespeople to reassure the public about security and the fairness of the system. Expect opposition voices to press for transparency. Second, social media will continue to shape the narrative. Videos, clips, and memes will spread quickly. Some accurate, some not. Always check the source before you share. Third, peaceful protests may continue, and security agencies will likely manage crowds. The priority must be safety and respect for rights. If you value accurate, peaceful updates, like and subscribe. Be part of a calm, informed audience now. Let me offer a simple guide for viewers who want to follow this story without getting lost. First, follow reputable news outlets for verified information. Second, don't share unverified claims on social media. Third, if you join a protest, prioritize safety and respect the law. Fourth, ask questions, but remain calm. Fifth, remember that legal processes take time, and quick judgments today can be regretted later. If you find this guide useful, hit like and subscribe. It tells me you want responsible updates. I also want to point out the regional feelings that make this issue sensitive. In Nigeria's southeast, memories of past events still matter. People in that region often feel they need stronger representation and fair treatment. That history makes any high-profile case more than a legal fight. It becomes a matter of identity and dignity for many. The best outcome is a process that is fair and clearly seen to be fair. That builds trust. If you agree, like and subscribe and share this video with people who need a calm explanation. There will be a lot of commentary from analysts in the next days, legal experts, historians, and political scientists. Some will argue that the accused is using legal tactics to delay. Others will insist that access to documents is a basic right. Both sides will bring strong opinions. As you listen to analysts, ask yourself, who is giving facts and who is giving opinion? Good reporting separates the two. If you want more of that separation, clear facts first, opinions second, like and subscribe. Now, I want to speak directly to younger viewers who will shape tomorrow's conversation. Social media is powerful. Use it wisely, share verified information, speak respectfully to those who disagree. Learn the basics of law and civic rights. Your voice matters in shaping a fair future. If you find this useful, like this video and subscribe. Spread the word so more young people get the facts. Let's pause for a moment to recap the key facts simply. Nnamdi Kanu did not open his defense because he said he lacked access to his case file. The judge was taken aback and the court adjourned the hearing. People reacted on the streets and online. The legal fight now continues with new dates and possible motions. And the nation watches closely because of the political and historical context. If that recap helped, hit like and subscribe. It tells me you want a short, clear summary every time. Now think about what this means for other high-profile cases in Nigeria. When a public figure takes dramatic steps in court, it sets examples. Lawyers watch what happens and may use similar strategies later. Judges take note and may issue clearer rules. The legal system evolves through these pressure points. The best outcome is clearer rules that protect both fairness and efficiency. If you want updates on how the legal system changes after this case, like and subscribe. I will cover it. We also need to keep an eye on how the media covers this. Responsible outlets will verify facts and avoid sensationalism. Others may chase clicks with dramatic headlines. As informed viewers, we should favor reliable reporting. If you agree that quality matters, like and subscribe. Support channels that value accurate, calm news. Now let's look at the human stories linked to this trial. Families of those who feel hurt or harmed by the accused want closure. Supporters of the accused want fairness. Judges want to uphold the law. Lawyers want to win cases. Each person in the courtroom carries personal stories. When we discuss law and politics, we must remember the human lives behind headlines. If you value humane reporting, hit like and subscribe. It helps channels that care. Another important point, the international view. Observers abroad watch these events. Diplomats, foreign media, and human rights groups may comment. Their comments matter because they can influence foreign relations or aid. But international voices should not replace domestic solutions. Rather, they should encourage fairness and clarity. If you'd like me to bring international reactions into future updates, like and subscribe. I'll include that context. Now, some viewers will ask, does this case threaten national security? The short answer is not immediately. The justice system is handling the matter. Security agencies will act if there is genuine risk. But public perception matters. If many people feel agitated, small incidents can grow. Preventing such escalation requires responsible leadership and calm citizens. That is where clear updates from reliable channels help. If you want calm updates that focus on facts and safety, like and subscribe now. Let me give a few practical tips for those discussing this topic online. 1. Verify before you share. 2. Avoid spreading panic. 3. Use respectful language. 4. Check multiple reputable sources. 5. Ask questions instead of making assumptions. If you find this useful, like and subscribe. It helps me know you want practical guidance. We cannot ignore politics. Politicians see chances to score points, to defend constituencies, or to criticize rivals. That is politics. But when politicians stoke tensions for short-term gain, they risk long-term harm. Responsible political leadership should aim to calm and guide, not inflame. If you want follow-up coverage that calls out both good and bad leadership clearly, like and subscribe. I will do that. At this point, you might be wondering about timelines. Legal battles like this can take months or years. There will be hearings, appeals, and possibly new evidence. For the public, patience and attention are both needed. If you want a timeline summary as the case proceeds, like and subscribe. I'll update timelines as events happen. We've covered legal, social, political, and human angles. I want to end this part by reminding you of one steady truth. Democratic systems work best when institutions are strong and citizens stay informed and calm. Courts must be independent, laws must be fair, and citizens must hold leaders accountable respectfully. If you agree with that approach, like and subscribe. It helps promote reasoned, peaceful discussion.